Hey gals, guys, and everyone else, I'm Hayze, and this is Armoured Brownies, and welcome to Monday. Yes, we're going to try out a slightly altered format to the videos this time. Instead of going project to project, I'm just going to talk about what we do day to day, if that makes sense. Because I've kind of found it a little bit restrictive, trying to do it, visit a project at various points during the week. So we're going to mash it up and just make sure each project gets progressed a little bit sometime during the week or multiple times during the week. So, as Monday, what have we got done? Well, this and this, which isn't exactly exciting, but it needs to be done. Now that that is actually out of the way, what we should be doing is visiting the diary. Excellent. So what do we have this week? Well, we've cleaned the studio. Nice. And we don't actually have any time commitments this week. So what we're going to do, beyond ship some replacement items and email people and just general stuff. Also, actually, what I'm going to be trying to do with this journal is less bullet journal and more descriptive things. If I have to plot things out, like there are days that I want to get things done, yes, we will book them in. However, otherwise, we are going to try and make this prescriptive. So anytime I do something, I reward myself by putting it in here and ticking it off. And anytime I remember that I have to do something, we'll put it in the future. So we're going to try and do that this week. So let's hop to Tuesday. And welcome to Tuesday, where we are going to put some time into Groot. And I've got something that I'm actually quite proud of here. I have these things. They are literally plaster casts of cabbage leaves, which give us these wonderful leafy sheets. And the plan with these, all of these gaps between these tubes and such, and underneath the bark plates that are eventually going to go on Groot, are going to be filled by sections of this stuff, so the whole thing looks as biological as possible. But then we're also going to go over it with this stuff that we bought last week. And why are we doing it outside? Because hopefully all the sunlight will actually help this latex set very nicely, but hopefully the wind won't blow everything away whilst we're working on it. So let's get on with it. And the thing we're getting on with is actually finally putting the bark plates on the torso, because Groot kind of has like this whole six-pack ab thing going on, but in bark. So we're laying out our greaseproof paper as a sort of pattern paper using some reference images that we've printed off. This is actually the Hot Toys model of Groot that I think I'm using, because it's the one with the most consistent images you can find online, rather than going through the movie and harvesting all the images from there, because they're a little inconsistent and it's hard to get just a straight on image of him. So once we've done that, we move into the studio where it's not incredibly windy and we're not losing all of our materials every other second. So this is one of the costumes that I should really get sorted before the end of summer, because I'm going to be painting the whole thing in latex, because it's a lot of open-celled foam. Therefore I need to seal the surface with latex, or sort of latex rather, just with liquid latex. And doing that during the summer, when I can put it out in direct sunlight in the heat of the sun, it'll dry a hell of a lot better than if I'm trying to do it inside my own studio with like a portable heater on it. Although I have made monsters during the winter where I've had to sit in a front room with a heat gun. That's definitely not how I want to do this. So now that I've got those, we start going over each of them with our contact glue. This is Evo Stick Impact, or at least the trade equivalent of it, because you can't buy Impact in these 5-litre tubs. And we're just going to lay them up in the exact pattern that we've sketched out, making sure not to glue them across the zip we have in our front. And then once we are happy with that bit, we actually start to add a tiny bit more detail using the little things that we bought last week. Though this is still quite a way from being finished, because I want to go and put some more bark details and some of those little tubey bits on the legs, and not to mention those sheets of leafy latex that I showed you earlier. Those also need to go on there somewhere, and I'm actually
And it did actually occur to me the other day, the way I'm probably going to make the cowl, the connector between the neck and the head, is actually going to be out of sheets of those leafy liquid latex, lovely, loafy. Anyway, back to me.
And there we go. That is an afternoon's work on Groot. We've used the little thin bits of foam to kind of add a little bit of extra detail and depth, and we're probably going to carry on adding to this. If you're thinking these look a bit flat right now, it's true, they do. I'm going to be going over these with a soldering iron and a Dremel to put the edges and put a texture into them all. Not exactly happy with how thick they are. I think they could do with being a bit thicker, but you know what? From a slight distance, and once they're painted up and flocked and everything, they're going to look fantastic. I actually have, I've actually left my dinner in the oven right now, and it was due to come out about 5 minutes ago, so I'm going to go do that now, and then I'm going to throw to myself on stream. And welcome to a wonderful Wednesday in the studio. Well, it's not very wonderful, as you can probably guess by the giant hoodie I'm wearing. I'm not just wearing it because it's swag, I'm wearing it because it's just a really nasty day, which is why we're not doing shiny big things outside. What we're actually doing is boring actual work, making Roadhog copies. Later or tomorrow I'll be trimming them down, sending them out to customers. What I actually kind of wanted to do today was get on with Vetra's stuff, because I'll be sketching out her chest plate, and also like I really should finish those boots of hers. I don't know what I got distracted by, but speaking of getting distracted by, I'm actually going to sit down and stream now for a bit and get some more of Zenyatta done, because I left him uncovered for about 2 days and then covered him again, so he should be nice and firm and ready to take some really nice details. So here's a little bit of footage of that, and then maybe I'll get an early night, because I probably should. Anyway, let's go. And that is about 6 hours of sculpting, plus a little bit of CAD work, and we are probably halfway through the Zenyatta sculpt. The next step is to get the underhead bit done, and just work a tiny bit on the symmetry, and then we've got to install those 3D printed pucks into the side of the head and make the whole thing as smooth as humanly possible. Ugh, I cannot wait to paint this guy. Welcome to a terrific Thursday. Now, what you might have noticed if you're paying attention to my scheduling is that my Thursday video didn't go up today. That's because I kind of sat down to record it, but instead of recording it, I ended up getting distracted by working on Vetra's boots and a few other things. But some of it came down to the fact that I want to record an airbrush video. I want to record it with some good examples of a couple of really easy ways to use an airbrush to enhance the look of props, but I don't have the examples laying around. So what I've done today is base coat, a few masks, and that. So tomorrow I can get up nice and early in the morning after my run, have a shower, straighten my hair, look all nice, and instead of having these big dumb boots in the way, we can get the video recorded, and then I can edit it and have it up Friday, so it'll only be late by a day. So yeah, gotten a bunch of work done, and making progress on Vetra makes me feel great, but yeah, there's others. But yeah, I haven't been as productive as I'd like to be today, which is a shame, because I can't remember when I last waved these at the camera. We've got Junkrat's grenades, fine filler on them, which needs to be sanded down, and then I can silicone mold these. I can produce them 2 at a time to make the full harness. So hopefully that will happen soon. But anyway, that was my Thursday. See you Friday. So a fresh Friday to you all. You might be able to tell it's the evening. It's terrible weather, but I've spent most of today getting this airbrush video up. was recording it this morning, then had to run some errands, and then lots and lots of editing. It took longer to edit than I like, so it was 30 minutes worth of 3 cameras. But I think it's my best edited video so far. But anyway, I've been getting a little bit stir crazy with my only social interaction kind of actually being with stream chat, and that's it, because I'm self-employed and I spend all my time in there, and any time I don't spend in there is on my computer working on things. So I'm off to a gaming night tonight. So see you later. And since I don't have any footage of it, here is a dramatic recreation of our successful Saturday. Hey everyone, welcome to my somber Sunday. I've just finished the stream for the day, and we have been working on Zenyatta. We also touched upon Mercy, which was small ace, which was good. But I kind of ended the stream early because I've kind of screwed Zenyatta up in a way that I can't really retrieve successfully without restarting the whole thing. And I mentioned that here rather than like whilst I'm streaming, because like I think like 25 of you get to the end of these vlogs, so I feel like if you're making it to the end of these vlogs, I can afford to be a bit more honest with you lot and kind of pour my heart out a bit better, because you're a bit more invested in all of this. So and also, oh my god, visiting Mercy, I've screwed up so much stuff with Mercy, like crazy. So I'm going to be rejigging the whole top of her staff, which of course is starting again, and I haven't even started on her wings. So that's the thing. And then on top of all of this, I'm getting a level of anxiety that I'm not used to, as I'm not a stressful or anxious person, and it's been happening recently. And it's affecting the way I live, and I think I don't have a healthy relationship with food and such, and all of that is feeding into a bigger thing. And like it got to the point that my partner is of the opinion that I should go and speak to my GP, and like it's a medical level thing. I'm like, no, I don't. Is it like? So I probably should go to that. And why am I mentioning that here? It's because you are like the last 25. Comment below if you're in the last 25. God damn it. Sorry, I'll bleep that, I think. But yeah, but like I am really trying to lose weight. As of London Comic Con, like 6 weeks ago, I think, I was 210 pounds, or 15 stone 5 pounds. So like I've been being coy over those numbers in the past, but I'll actually give you those numbers. Since then I lost 19 pounds, and then I've put a bunch back on because I kind of slipped, and I think some of it is the fact that I'm just addicted to sugar. I'm addicted to sugar and like refined sugar and sweets, and I will just binge eat them. I don't like make it a fixture of my vlogs, despite my vlogs being almost lifestyle-ish. But I thought I would mention it now, because although I don't think announcing it and trying to make sure you're accountable to other people actually works in practice, it kind of feeds back to cosplay in that I really want to change this, because there are costumes I want to do that I don't feel body confident enough to do. The secret cosplay that you may have heard me talk about in previous vlogs, I have already printed all the parts for Widowmaker's rifle, and I have a good start on her visor, and I want this to be a secret cosplay. And the reason I was doing it as a secret cosplay was because I didn't feel confident that I'd lose enough weight to do that costume by May of next year, because I want to do it during May Comic-Con next year, when it's hot as anything, really nasty. I want to do a costume like that because I thought it'd be cool, along with Zonya from Heroes with the Storm, well, Diablo, but you know what I mean. I want to feel confident enough to do those costumes, and That's what the running's about, that's what the dieting's about, but I'm just so bad at sticking to it. So that's why I'm giving you the numbers, and at some point I'll update you, and maybe some of you will be enthusiastic about those costumes being made by myself, because I think I can do a good job of them. I was even thinking about making the secret cosplay a like Patreon only reward. So I add an extra little bit in my Veped Diary videos to go to my Patreon and see my secret cosplay progress. But that would then be too tied in, I think, with my personal weight loss goals, because that is what that is what is trying to lead into Sonya and Widowmaker. But either way, as weeks go, it's been fairly productive. I've got more done than last week, and next week, hopefully we'll accelerate and do more things. So thank you so much for joining me. Let me know down below what was the last piece of fruit you ate. And no smart asses talking about tomatoes. I'm watching you. See you next week. Thanks for joining me.